But yeah, our first question for you is how have either school shootings or shootings in general affected you?
Well, I have a couple different perspectives, one being a college instructor and one just from personal experience. Starting with a personal experience, in our class, we talked about my situation where, I was working in this complex, and this was like days or weeks after the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. And luckily, there's no harm done in my situation, but working at this outdoor complex in Southern California, and all of a sudden you just see, hundreds of people running and racing, children, above their heads, strollers on their shoulders, screaming, shooter, shooter, the shooter's behind us, the shooter's coming. And again, in those 20 minutes to an hour, I don't even remember how long we were locked down for, like, you don't know if that person is there with you in the room, in the facility. You don't know what they look like, if they're actually carrying. And again, like I mentioned with my situation, there was actually no harm done. The person with the gun was detained in the parking lot on the other side of the complex. Luckily, he was just shooting bullets up into the air. But it's that fear factor of the unknown, not knowing of what could happen and things like that. And so to have that question of, well, can I go into a grocery store? Can I go to school? Can I go to work? Can I go to church and come home in one piece? No one should ever have to ask that question. Like, I can't help but always have in the back of my mind, and I'm sure our community and our society just have this like general constant fear of what if. And that question of what if, I feel like, can consume a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it can even trigger a lot of phobias and start to get into more like psychological related disorders because of that fear. So yeah, I mean, that ripple effect could play a major role on like not only mental health, but even as we were talking in class today, mental health has a direct effect on physical health and well-being. So not only is your mentality being affected, but like your overall health and your physical well-being can significantly decrease because of that fear and stress.
Is there anything you believe we could change or do to help stop these tragic events?
If so, like, what do you think we should do?
I mean, I think there's a lot that we could do.
Yeah.
Obviously, on our level of being a part of the general public and the population, obviously, we can voice our opinions, we can, stage our marches and our protests, we can have conversations and try and contact leaders of authority in our city, in our counties, in our states, and on the federal level. We can try and make noise. It's you that's suffering. I think one of my questions to the class was, what type of active shooter drills do you guys have to go through in high school? When I was in high school in California, we had earthquake drills. We didn't have to do active shooter drills, but that's your norm now. And that's just so problematic, and like, it's human life that we're trying to save. So it's just like, obviously mass shootings, gun control discussions is like one conversation, but it trickles in and infiltrates so many other more systematic issues as well. So yeah, one day, man, one day.
It's so big. Yeah, it affects so many things. It's like one thing can connect to like millions of other things, and it's just insane.